Hi everyone, Stuart here. Today I'm going to share with you perhaps is one of the most impactful and significant models and cycles I've ever really found in my work, because it really picks up on the subtleties. I'm going to share with you 4 things, and I can guarantee probably one of them is something you hadn't really factored, particularly in a business environment. Okay, today we're going to talk about the science of flow and the optimal state. Now these optimal states of peak performance, it's not binary, and by that what we mean, it's not either you're in or you're out. Actually, it's a cycle. Today I'm down at Storm Beach. There's a cycle going on in terms of the seasons and the tides coming in and out, etc. Okay, and there's 4 parts to that cycle. Now the first part to that cycle, perhaps one is fairly obvious, is about struggle. It's about you have to kind of load up and actually put your body and mind and heart through some strain, stretch. Not too much, and what you're classically doing here is making sure there's enough harmony between the stretch and struggle and your own skills. Okay, so matching your skills to the task. So you basically want to up one of the 2. So if you've got lots of skills and an easy task, there's no struggle. Okay, so what you want is a task that's challenging and enough skills to get you on there, not too much because it can kind of break. So that's number 1. Okay, so with that, what I mean is that if you experience a struggle in work or life, is you might need to work through that in order to get to the flow state. Now the flow state doesn't come next. What you need to do next is release, okay, and get to a point where you break the cycle of struggle. Okay, and that's where you can be working on a project. Let's say you're really deep into trying to suss out a complex spreadsheet or project plan. That's when you need to release it and get away from it. Perhaps go for a walk, have some food, take a break, talk about something else, do something creative, okay, and get into that release state. People get this a lot when they have showers and things like that, because a real release, the kind of brain gets away from that struggle, and then the neurochemistry changes, and then you get this bad boy. This is flow. This is the drug of high performance, the drug of more precisely optimal performance. And in flow states, our sense of self disappears, time dilates, so we can speed up or slow down, and we're at our absolute best. The ego is put to one side, and we're really in a state of optimal performance, okay? And we don't just get there cheaply, okay? Sometimes it happens by accident, of course, but what we've got to put in place is that struggle and that release. You have to release that kind of tension and energy to get into that flow state. Now that's quite expensive for energy wise, and then you start into recovering. Okay, so the brain is 2% mass and about 20% of energy required to fuel it, which is why we don't go into those flow states enough, because we're not fueling that brain energy that was required, either from a physical side of things in terms of diet, nutrition, as well as of course the other things we look at. Okay, so those are the 4 elements to the cycle. The Flow Genome Project, I've done some great work around that, so check out their website. I'm always mentioning them, to stand on the shoulder of giants. They're doing some fantastic work, and they've really developed that cycle with some great resources, as well as a free profile you can fill out and things like that. Okay, in later videos, what I'm going to do is pick up on each of the 4 areas in more detail.